I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
You f***ing irritate the shit out of me!
I'm only going to get this one chance. It's just a feeling I've got. Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something.
All right, what's up, peeps? Welcome to Gap Selling Keenan number 52. I can't believe I had 52 of these. Look, this is where you get to watch a real live salesperson try to sell me or a sales growth company. And if they find a problem that we have, we will buy. If not, they're going to get coached by me live. So today we have, I don't know what it is with marketing companies. They're always hitting us up. So we have another marketing company and we have our, I got to do something here. So we have my boy Thomas. Thomas is with a marketing company and he thinks that I have a problem that he can solve. So let me bring Thomas in here. It's Thomas Durham is in Raleigh, Durham. Thomas, my man, welcome.
Hello. Yes, I'm Thomas from Mango Digital. We're a tech and media partner for North American businesses looking for sustained growth and scalability. So that's
to sustain growth and what sustainability?
Scalability.
All right. Well, let's see what we got. I'm trying to get us up so I can see people's comments, but then I'll let you have at it, man. I'll let you up. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let me turn this sucker down. Oh, scalability, growth and scalability. All right.
Yes, sir.
Finally able to jump on. All right. Hey, what's up, Minus Swittenberg? How you doing? This lady, I love Michelle. Michelle is great peeps. Michelle, good to see you. Glad you're here. All right, Thomas, so this is your world. You've got 15 minutes. We're a minute 56 in. So to figure out if I've got a problem, if I don't have a problem yet, if you do have fun, dig into it, figure out, and then show me how you can solve it. All right?
Okay, cool.
Go, my man. It's your time.
So I will say, to give some context into this, I haven't read your book, to be honest with you, but
you gotta be a fucking idiot to get on here without reading my book. But okay.
I'm not much of a reader. I don't consume content like that. I watch. So I've watched a lot of your content.
Did you listen to the book?
I haven't.
Okay, so now what's your excuse, right? You said you're not a reader, but you could have listened. How come you didn't listen to the book?
I just find the YouTube content, helps me. So I've been doing that and I've found some success with it. So
all right, let's go.
Okay. And so I guess what's to start off the conversation, how's business? What's going on right now? Tell me a little bit about the business. So
business is great. We doubled last year. Where I think I haven't looked today because we're only in January, but based on what I saw in our early sold business plus our pipeline, I think we're on track to hit our numbers this year. But it's early. But yes, business is great. Never been better.
Right. Okay. And I was looking over your website, and I've watched your content, so I know you're kind of doing the sales consulting and that sort of stuff. But why don't you, in your own words, kind of tell me what your core business is about?
No. I'm sorry. This is what you get when you say you didn't read the book, right? I would appreciate that question if I was in a very difficult, odd business, right? But my website says it all. We just revamped the entire website. So it is not difficult to understand what sales consulting and training are. So I appreciate what you're trying to do. But man, come on. Gap selling is about paying attention. It's about understanding where you are, right? You've seen this. Right? I'm going to throw you a bone here. Is there something about sales training or sales consulting, which we do, those are only two things we do, sales training and sales consulting, that confuses you that you'd like to change that question to get more clarity? But to tell you more about my business, this is not tough. Like, this is not a difficult thing.
I suppose what I'm trying to figure out is where's your main business lie?
I mean, where I do the most business?
Yeah. Like a breakdown, like versus the training.
Sales training. Largest piece of our business. So ask that question next time.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. And how are you currently finding your customers at the moment?
I'm going to throw you another bone. The majority of our customers are inbound or they come to us, right? I have a sales team that does outbound and handles our inbound. We have a whole resource center, so people go out and they download our resources. I do tons of We create tons of content. You yourself said you found me through the content, so I'm a little bit surprised you asked that question. If I'm in your shoes, I would have done the research. I would have been more specific in that question because I would expect you to know, but I digress. Then I do things like this. They drive business for us. Obviously, we have the book. That drives tons of business for us. So it comes in all over the place. Facebook, advertising, marketing, social, organic. It comes from everywhere.
Right. And so is online the most important for your business? Is it the biggest attraction for customers, or is it like outbound sales?
Okay, so I just told you, didn't I? Where did I say the most of our business comes from?
I believe you said inbound through people finding you. Yes.
Okay, so in 2021, what do you think, if someone says the majority of their business is inbound, do you think that's inbound social and digital, or do you think that's newspapers and billboards and shit? Which do you think it is?
Digital.
Then why ask the question? So listen, this is what you get for not reading the book, Thomas. Okay, it's what you fucking get. And I'm going to say this to everybody. Now, I know what I'm about to say is going to be a little controversial because I'm going to bust on millennials. So I don't think you're a Z. Are you a Z or a millennial?
In between.
Like, all right, so Z's and millennials. This is the biggest thing. And here's my biggest lesson to you today, my man. Younger people, and I was there too, so I'm going to fall on that sword right there with you. I'm just old now. But younger people have a huge mistake. They don't know what they don't know. And so what you do is you glob onto what you know and you just dismiss what you don't know, or don't, let me rephrase it. You don't challenge yourself to say, what don't I know? I love all his videos. I'm learning a lot of shit. Gee, I wonder if his his book is different than his videos. I should go see, is there stuff in his book that isn't in his videos where I could learn more? But no, what you didn't do that. What you did is you literally drew a wall for yourself. Like, well, I don't learn that way, so I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to expand. I'm just going to stop. And this is what I'm going to do. And this is what's killing you in this interview right now. So my point is, my man, gap selling is about teaching you how to position yourself as a subject matter expert and a peer in the sales process, right? So I can see where you're trying to go, and I love the enthusiasm. But when you ask somebody who already told you the majority of their business is inbound, and then you turn around and ask how important is social online in 2022, you're basically making yourself look ignorant, right? The buyer's like, again, unless you're in a field that you know relies heavily on type billboard type of content, and I'm trying to think of what that is, but there are some. Let's say it's liquor, right? Say understanding that the liquor industry has traditionally used old school
traditional,
has used traditional marketing techniques like television, like radio. Are you still using that today, or have you moved to do that? I could live with that question. But you found me on YouTube. I'm 90% inbound. I'm sales training. I don't think I'm spending any money on billboards, right? You see where I'm coming from, dog?
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's
pick it up from where you left off.
Let's get the BS then. So I know if we want to get into research and all that, I've watched a lot of your gap selling, and I know that one of your concerns was your current development, like your current website provider, the partner that you're working with, and you had kind of like a slow turnaround. There was some hiccups where you had said you want it one way, but they came back with it different. Is that still an issue for you, or can you kind of elaborate on that?
Okay, that what you're referring to, if I remember correctly, is our online development. Online, yes. So our gap selling online training. Okay, that's traditional website development. That's not that wasn't our website. Our website took a while to get done, but it's done. Have you gone out and seen it? Have you gone and done any research before today? Yeah, so that website is done. Now, obviously, we're going to add some changes and et cetera, but the new website is up, and it's 95% done, right?
Right, so that's a problem that's already solved.
Yes, yeah, good. Problem already solved, yep.
Okay.
Took longer than I wanted, but it is what it is now. It's up and it's done.
Right, and are you still working with them to roll out new things, or how's that?
Yes.
And how's that been going?
We haven't had to roll anything out new as of late. I know there are a couple things coming, but one of the things that's really coming is an integration with a third-party program called Profi, which really doesn't, how do I say this? It's not the remit of the people who did the website. once this other group is done with their stuff, they'll have to do some of the integration, but the website side's not very complex. So I have no reason to believe they're going to be any problems moving forward. They're really small issues now.
Okay. Fair enough. And so then where do you find that, you're lacking the most in the business or having the biggest pain point when it comes to your online presence and your marketing?
Okay. So you just did, wait, I'm going to watch this. Everybody watching, what type of question did he just ask? And by the way, he's only 8 minutes in, so he's got 7 more. Michelle, I'm going to miss you, sister. So what type of question did Thomas just ask, everybody? I'm going to look at the comments here and see if anybody can tell what he just did. And see, you'd have learned this, Thomas, if you had read the book as well. Okay?
I think I know what I asked. So
what did you do? Yes. What type of question did you just ask?
Self-diagnosing? Or...
Yes! You just asked a self-diagnosis question. You literally asked me to do your job. Where do you think you're struggling with side of marketing, or where do you think you're the weakest, or whatever question how you phrase that, right? Please do not do that, okay? You should understand what problems you solve and where you should go to ask those questions. Do you ever see the one on marriage questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't ask, hey, where is your marriage messed up, or do you have a good marriage? Start digging in right away on how often you're sleeping together, right? How often do you fight? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And then you'll get your answer. So try again.
Okay, so let me see. Are customers able to find you online easily through search?
Okay, now, why don't you ask that another way so that I don't have to diagnose? So it's still self-diagnosing. How would you know if somebody could find it easily on search?
By doing it, myself.
No. But how could you ask a question to find out if people can easily find me on search?
How much traffic is coming to your site through organic search?
Okay, that's a good question. How much traffic are you getting on good organic search right now? I have no idea. I'd have to go look it up. But I'm not sure. I looked it up the other day and I don't remember. I guess I could go find out, but I'm not sure. To be honest,
maybe like a percentage based on the other channels.
Based on the other channels.
Like paid ads
that's a good question too. That's a great question. That's a really good question. That based on the other channels. So now you're getting in the right questions. Let me see if I can throw you a bone and figure out how to see if I can look at this up real quick. I would go to my analytics, right? Brady does this most of the time. Hold on. And I can find this. I should be able to find this by just clicking on analytics in my little thing, right?
I hope so.
Okay, so if I go to the little icon, Earth, Cloud, do I need to go to admin or do I go to Google? Oh, fuck it, I'll do analytics. Hold on, I can do it this way, I think. You guys having fun watching me flail around trying to get into my Google Analytics account. There we go, hold on.
So while you do that, from what I found on your sites is that there's kind of, when I looked up like Gap Sell Keenan, I couldn't find a sales growth company. And I think that there's some disconnect from a sales growth company, and then there's you, because you have your own like personal website with the podcasting and that sort of stuff. So it felt kind of incongruent or disconnected from organic search.
Okay, hold on now. Hold on. Notice what you said. What did you look up?
Gap Sell Keenan or Keenan.
Okay, why did you look up Gap Sell Keenan?
Because, well, I already know you, so it's more direct. But if sales consulting.
Why would you look that up? Do you think I promote Gap Sell Keenan?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so through your content marketing.
No. This drives to a salesgrowth.com, right? No one would ever okay, this is a tough one. Everybody pay attention. This is a tough lesson Thomas just learned. Now, if anybody's listening and I mess this up, or Thomas, you can school me if I mess this up as well. But you just inadvertently suggested that you or your marketing organization aren't very good and you don't know you did it.
No, I understand that this content marketing is driving business to a sales growth company. I understand that. Maybe I just worded it wrong. like I found you through this content, which then I tried to look you up on Google through using words that I found in this content, like Gap Sell Keenan and things like that. And when I used wording like that, it was hard to actually
find your page. Wording like that? Why didn't you use Gap Selling? Why didn't you? Because I say
I used a variation, and I found it hard for your site to come up.
Okay, so be clear. You got to be very clear. Did it come up when you went Gap Selling? Did you find us? Did you find the site?
Let me Sell Keenan.
No, you did it again. You said Gap Sell Keenan. I don't suspect anybody or so few people would use the search term Gap Sell Keenan if they were trying to find the book Gap Selling or the name of my company or to do training with us, right? You already have to know us. So a Gap Sell Keenan isn't necessarily a term I really care if someone can put Gap Sell Keenan, you're going to find this right away. Right away, you're going to find this, right? It's the only one out there. So now that you find this and watch, it says Gap Selling right behind me. If you listen to him, watch him, I say the name of my company every single time. Now, granted, we just moved to a sales growth company, so the SEO is going to take a little bit. But on the other side, you'll find a sales guy instantaneous. It's in it. It's literally in it. So where I'm going with this is the lesson I was trying to give you. I don't know why I would spend a dime or a penny on whether or not someone can find Gap Sell Keenan, because that's not a search term I expect anybody to use unless they know me. If they know me 90% of the time, they're going to know how to find me. If you know Gap Sell Keenan, you know Gap Selling. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Now, look, there's always outliers. Maybe one or two people who've heard of Gap Sell Keenan but don't know it because they haven't watched it yet. I'm not spending a dime on that tiny outlier group. But most people, they've heard of Gap Sell Keenan. They know what it's about. They've watched it, and they know bare minimum Gap Selling is involved. And a second bare minimum, they're going to know that the name of the company is basically a sales guy, but soon to be sales growth. So I wouldn't spend 2 cents on trying to promote the idea of Gap Sell Keenan. Now, on the other side, if you try to tell me you've tried finding my website and try to find me other search terms, you might get my attention.
Right. Okay. I mean, and that's what I was kind of trying to get to. Maybe it wasn't clear enough, but your overall kind of search results and search presence. And for me, as a person who's been watching you and then tried to look up your company, I mean, that's the words I used to try to find it. And then I didn't see a connection.
Okay, so you couldn't find it using Gap Sell Keenan. What else did you try to use to find it? What other search terms? What are the keywords?
Sales consulting company, sales management company, sales training company.
Okay, so good. Here's your next lesson. Why didn't you just go there? Why didn't you just say, hey, Keenan, understanding you're in sales consulting and sales training, where do you rank right now? Do you know? And get me to say, yeah, I'm like on the 5th or 6th page on one, I'm on the 8th page on the other. Why didn't you just ask that question? It's it's you're helping me diagnose my own problem. You're helping me diagnose my own problem, right? Do you know where you are? Enough. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Where are you? Okay, so let's just say yes. I know I'm on page 6 and 9 or something. So then what do you ask me?
I would ask, how do I ask?
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing your job for you. How has that impacted your inbound sales?
Right. So, okay. How has that impacted your inbound sales?
Right. So I'm pretty comfortable that 90% of the people that find us know us already. So now what do you do with that answer?
They know you already. Okay. So if they're knowing you though, and they're not ranking, if you're not ranking highly and then they just don't find you on the search rankings, that's going to lose some people along the way.
No, ask a question. Don't make a statement. So I told you that 90% of the people that come to us know us already, right? So you just got a hint. You were just totally given a hint and an opportunity and you missed it. Everybody pay attention. This is why Gap Selling so hard, number one. And number two, it's I get frustrated when people say, I already Gap Sell. Or my team Gap Sells. Same as spin. Fuck you. No, it's not. Poor Thomas here is dying on the vine. I literally gave him an answer that a buyer could actually give you, and he missed it. You have got to be paying attention. So I said, 90% of our inbound already know us. So where's your opportunity right there?
search is very important for your business then.
No, just the opposite. Just the opposite. Thomas, if 90% of my inbound, they already know us, how do you think they're learning about us?
They're searching for your business name or you.
Thomas, come on, man. If 90% of our inbound people already know about us, where do you think they're learning about us?
Your website?
No, our content, man. Our content. 90% already know us. They've watched the Gap Selling Keenan. They've watched one of my rants on LinkedIn. They've seen us, right? So because they've seen us through social, you're leading something. Where does that leave us exposed?
Through
Say,
through search?
yes, through organic search. We're not getting people who've never heard of us. Thomas,
yes.
This is Gap Selling. Go listen to the book, because I know you don't fucking read. Listen to the book and get better at this, right? You literally, in your questions, even with my help, you circled an opportunity and didn't see it. Didn't see it. Now
I see what you mean now. I think nerves are coming up because I'm on the live show as well, but I see what you mean. I hear your perspective, and I did miss that. So, I mean, going along that route, then you do have a huge portion of people who watch your content, consume it, and then there's a huge gap or huge opportunity where you could be getting people who don't know you directly and are just searching for sales consulting or something like that.
Yes, sales consulting and training. Yes, 100%. 100%. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so do you feel...
The answer is yes. I already told you. We're missing a huge opportunity there. So how do I ask this without being self-diagnosing? So in my eyes, I would see that if your business is growing very fast and you're having a lot of success and the content marketing is working and it sounds like the overall business the model is very successful. So in my eyes, it would seem... Ahmad, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's a good kid. He wants to learn. He's trying, but he's doing terrible. And if you're walking away thinking he's doing a good job, you're not paying attention either. So keep going. Keep going, Thomas. I love how you're trying. You're in this.
So the business model is great. It's working. It just seems that you could be reaching more people by having a high organic presence. And since your business is already successful and has a proven track record, then that opportunity is being missed out on.
Okay, yes. So what you've done is you found a problem. Now, we'll talk about that piece in a second, right? But you found the problem that our organic search isn't where it could be, which means we're probably not getting that many leads from organic search. So what you want to do is you wanted to just tell me what you thought the problem was. That's what you wanted to do. So again, everybody paying attention, the whole underlying element of gap selling isn't telling, it's asking. You have to learn to ask questions, not tell. So in this case, you take everything you said and you have to learn how to flip it into questions. So why didn't you ask, do you know what percentage of your leads come from organic search? What percentage of your business comes from organic search? Do you have any way of seeing where it comes from organic search right now? The answer is very little, no, and I'd like to do more. I've already got that, right? So those would be my answers. So now once you got me to say that, then your next question should be diagnosing what are called the root causes. Do you know what the root cause or technical problems are from a gap selling perspective?
Why don't you tell me?
Okay. And the reason you don't know because you didn't listen to the book. I get very, very clear in the book. Everybody, again, pay attention. I get very clear in the book that it's one thing to find a problem, but then where you win is your ability to diagnose why the problem exists. Because once you understand why the problem exists, Thomas, then you can see whether or not you can fix it, because that's what your product or service should be able to do, right? I do it this way. It's all wrong. You do it this way. You get to show me why doing it the way I'm doing is wrong. It's why I'm getting the results I'm doing. And therefore, I need to change into a different organic search process or a different SEO process. And I'm like, wow, that's a good point. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. We're doing this wrong. We can't do this. We don't have people, blah, blah, blah. You've diagnosed my root cause. And then based on that diagnosis, you should know whether or not you can help me. But if you just start talking about trying to tell me what my problem is, you miss all that. And so you don't position yourself as someone who can help me solve it. Does that make sense, buddy?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right. So now you know the problem, right?
So we'll go from there, I suppose. So, okay. So how many do you have people on your team right now who their whole job is to improve your SEO?
That's a great question. Great question. Not gonna like the answer, but it's a great question. We just hired an SEO company 3 months ago.
Right. Okay. And how are you liking things so far with them?
Okay. Don't ask how am I liking. What should you ask instead?
How are the results have been so far?
That's not a bad question. That's not a bad question. And hold on. Elwin, no. No, Elwin. If I could show you a way to, that's spin selling. It's dumb. It's obnoxious, and clients hate it because you haven't diagnosed the root cause. Elwin, read the book. Read the book. Okay? Alex Graver, what impact has that had so far? I can live with that question. I can live with that question. Okay? Have you solved the problem? Jill Wessel, that's not bad. Okay? So he just asked how the results coming so far. I can live with that. But what I would prefer most of you do, this is the better question. Can you walk me through the current process they've implemented for you so far? What are some of the things they're doing now that you weren't doing before? You see what I did right there, my man? That you care about. Because if you learn how I'm doing it, you're like, oh, that's fucked up. What do they hide that? And you can say, okay, no, I understand what they're doing there, but are you aware? And or you could say, based on how they're doing that, are you seeing the results yet? Do you like then you can attach that to what they're doing. Because if it's doing something screwed up, then I'm not seeing the results. Now you have an in. But if you just ask me what the results are, you're not diagnosing the root cause. You see what I'm saying? So the answer is to your first question, it's too early to tell. As you know, it's only been 3 months. So continue.
Okay. And so
that's a good one, Jason Milhorn. Sorry, keep going.
I'm going to steal your question a little bit. So what's the process been like with them, and what have they been doing to improve your search rankings?
Okay, so the first thing they did is I have a shitty memory, but which makes me nervous. Knock on wood for another day. My memory's going, and that doesn't feel good in today's world. But anyways, I digress. So the first thing they did is they built a set of 5 or 7, I apologize, keywords we want to go after. And then they segmented those keywords on the most important ones that have the most opportunity to rank first for in the shortest amount of time, right? So I go low-hanging fruit or whatever. So we did a lot of research and trying to understand what keywords could we actually get that we could make movement on that fit our business best, that were also, what do they call that, high search, low cost or something like that, right? So we went through that whole process and we built a strategy that says we're going to get these in the first 3 to 6 months. We're going to get these in 8 to 12, and we're going to get these in 12 to 24. Now, I'm going to throw you a bone because let's say I'm a nice buyer. The ones that you talked about that are most important to us, sales training, sales consulting, and a couple others that are big like that, we understand that they are high traffic, high cost. We are not going to move that needle really fast, so they're on the list of a year to 24 months. Okay, then the next thing they did is now we're going through a process every 2 weeks, where they have all of this content that they create for us with all the different keywords. And I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but they've got these link building or whatever relationships or process with all these different distributors or all these different folks. And so they create all this content for us. We have to review the content, and then they put it out on the web. Okay. But we've only gotten to that process for a month in, so we have no reports to see what's moving or whatever, but that's the strategy right now.
Okay, right. And what? So they're basically targeting just a few set keywords at the current moment. And I would argue, why not more? Because from my experience with SEO is that you can target a lot more, because if you're writing about sales training, that's also going to get other keywords. Just off the top of my head, like sales consulting or one-on-one sales training or virtual
We
sales
don't do
training.
one-on-ones. We don't do one-on-one sales training.
Right. So, just as an example, I mean,
But you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to be very careful. Salespeople, again, pro tip, listen up. You can never use an example that is not relative to their business, relevant to their business, because you look like you don't understand their business and you erode your credibility. Right? The key, and again, I'm going to keep doing this to you, Thomas. If you had read the book or listened to the book, right, you would know this, right? Your whole job is to build credibility as an expert in the field. So if there's any people listening right now who are SEO people or marketing people, say in the comments if I get this wrong, but I don't believe I do. Yes. Can we focus on more words? Yes. But from what I understand, from going through the process, having been just dumb but dangerously close to understanding marketing, you can't move something like sales training and sales consulting very quickly. They're highly sought after. They are held very strong, and it takes a lot of time. So we are working on multiple keywords. So you really weren't listening. We are working on multiple keywords, right? I think 12 or 15 or something like that. And we've broken them down to the ones that we think we can get faster, so that we found keywords that aren't going to reach 1 million people, but I'm making these numbers up, but could reach 100,000 or 50,000 people a month, right? And we could get the top, we believe we get to the top in those in less than 6 months. So that will start increasing our organic reach. There's another set of words we're also working at the same time, but the expectation is it could take a year or longer. Then the really big ones, sales consulting and sales training, which we want to be on the front page for. We recognize that's going to take year plus, but we're not going just after that because we want organic reach before then. So we've broken it out, working on multiple, but you can't work on 50. Like we went with 12. Now, if you have evidence, now this is where you get to win or lose. If you have evidence or an approach or a methodology that says they're wrong, you can work on 50 and get the sales consulting in a week. I'm all ears, but it fucking better be good. You know what I'm saying? If not, you should be like, nope, that's a fair strategy. I understand. I see where they're going. That makes sense. But you got to know your business and educate me or validate me.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, their initial approach does sound like it would work. Our approach is different. I mean, we SEO is a long-term strategy, so you're correct about that. Especially when you have high-ranking keywords or highly competitive keywords. And if a lot of businesses are spending money on those keywords, like HubSpot, they have a lot of money and it's going to be hard to compete with them. However, you said your business is successful, correct? And you're growing a lot. So are you investing a significant amount into SEO?
I don't know how you define significant, but how do you define significant?
I would say, like 3,000 plus a month, 4,000 plus a month.
Yes. We've spent significant. Absolutely.
And so you have people who are finding your website already who know you. So you have a lot of credibility there. So in SEO terms, if your website is very credible because people are searching you, finding you directly, and then staying on your site for a long time, then it makes sense to me that you would be able to compete with someone like a HubSpot, or at least get in that realm, because it's not
a competitor. You did it again, right? You literally talked.
Well, for search terms, it would kind of be a competitor.
Sales training, HubSpot would be a competitor for sales training.
Well, HubSpot, yeah, because they do a lot of inbound marketing, so they would probably have sales training documents and stuff like that would be ranking for those terms.
Okay, so did you run a search for sales training and see who's up there?
I could do it right now.
I know you could, but see, that's not the point. I'm here to help you sell. That is if I am in SEO sales, okay? Listen, you know what I'm going to tell you right now? I feel bad. You didn't have to mention the company. Your company is not trained you well enough. Is it your company, your own company, or you work for someone?
It's my company, but let me say this is that I'm coming into this super cold, and most of the clients that we come in contact with have some sort of warmth to it, or it's like an inbound lead. We do a lot of inbound stuff, not as much cold outreach. So that's kind of where I'm trying to diagnose and figure out like your whole business in such a short conversation. So it's at least, but I get what you're saying. Like, there's definitely things I can improve on, and I'm learning a lot. I'm taking notes. So I mean,
okay, Thomas, let me
Yes.
walk you through this. If I'm selling SEO, there is no way I go into a call, cold or warm, without getting a rough idea of what search terms I believe at a high level they should absolutely be ranking for or considering. Can you give me a reason why that wouldn't be a sound strategy?
well, yes. I mean, I would, in terms of like, yeah, I should know your business going into a call. However, to explain, I mean, I don't want to feel like we have like an introductory portion, right? So if I was coming to you, like, I don't know how far along we are in the journey. If someone's doing an intro call, I won't do much research into their business because they could not even be qualified and, out of our budget range or whatever. So when that
Why are you worried about you? You're here to help them. Why do you use that as a criteria? Why do you care about that?
Because I've spent time on calls before where it was just not qualified, and it was
Okay,
kind of
what's a qualified opportunity for you? How do you qualify an opportunity?
good business model. I enjoy.
Whoa! Who defines a good business model? What's a good business model?
They have a unique selling, proposition.
How many customers do you talk to in a regular day don't have a unique selling proposition? Like if they're in business and they've been in business, I'll give you this, more than a year, they've got a freaking unique business proposition. I mean, okay, so give me another one. Oh my goodness gracious, what's another criteria?
Like revenue's too low, or
what's revenue's too low?
Like, I mean, for us, it's changing. I mean, I would say like under 100,000 per year for us.
Okay, so if you get these smaller companies, you can ask that pretty quickly, right? You can literally say in the first part of the call, tell me a little bit about your marketing and what are you doing for marketing today? Oh, we don't do very much. Okay, how long have you been in business? 6 months. Okay, you probably already know they're too small.
Yeah.
Right? So come on, man. Like, come on. Listen, the answer is you had better know what freaking SEO terms they should be doing. Trust me, for every 1,000 calls you have, if you get through that little first piece, if you have any reason to believe they're tiny, right, then you should be able to move right past that, get rid of them so we're not a good fit for you, and then move on to the real ones. And you should know right away, if you want to get on the SEO piece, because look, I know there's other pieces you can go down, right? But right now, if you want to go on the SEO piece, I might quickly say, so as a local pizza place that focuses on gourmet pizza, right? I got that right. Is that accurate? Did I understand your website and this and that correctly? You're a gourmet pizza. You're in the Avon community. You don't do delivery. And your whole spiel is, pizza made with fresh ingredients. Is that accurate? Yes. Right? So great. So understanding that I did a quick little research and I recognize that you don't come up for organic search pizza within 100 miles. You don't come up for this term, this term, and this term. Could you walk me through a little bit about your local strategy, where your customers come from, how you get your customers, etc.?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Would that line of questioning not help you?
It would. And I mean, to be fair, I do ask those questions, and for me, it's been hard just because we're bouncing around and I'm trying to discover kind of what's the actual problem in your business. But
I told you what my problems were, and we went down the road of SEO terms. You brought up, see, I listen more than you, and you're doing the discovery. You brought up the idea of those terms, sales training, sales consulting. I shared back with you those take a long time. You didn't bring anything about micro, whatever those long tail keywords or things. Like I'm challenging you on your premise, right? So you're not positioning yourself as a credible. No, not credible. You're not building the credibility I need to realize, maybe I made a mistake with these guys, right? So
fair enough.
So here's what I want to share with you. This is, I think, your biggest lesson, okay? And it started right when I asked if you read. Well, no, out of fairness, you told me you didn't read the book, which I thought was good, right? So it started right from there. But when I asked you why, the minute your answer came with why, as a business owner, I want to coach you here instead of all you selling. Because I believe this is what is impacting you selling more than your actual selling. Are you ready? You want to instantly be tougher? You want to instantly get good? Learn to keep your mouth closed when being coached. Be able to take correction without needing to talk back, give excuses, change your body language. You must work at it. This is a mental toughness skill, and it takes deliberate daily practice. And when I'm being coached, I had to learn that lesson myself. I won't bore everybody with a story about my grandfather, but he taught me this in a very indirect way. So now when I'm being coached, the very first thing I do is I ask a question. If I don't like the coaching, I don't understand the coaching, I feel defensive, I feel uncomfortable, I stop and say, could you explain that further? Could you tell me what you saw? Wait, what did I miss? What was my mistake? Right? I ask questions so I can take the coaching in. Okay? That's my biggest coaching to you. I think you're super smart. I think you have potential, but I think you're suffering from a little bit of Dunning-Kruger. Go read what that means, right? And look for ways for you to grow and learn more and take in more. Okay?
Fair enough.
Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still young and I'm still learning. Maybe I came in. I've had a lot success with the business, so I think I came in with a little bit of, hey, I'm gonna get this done, and I was confident that I could be able to do it. So maybe that kind of arrogance caught me lacking a little bit. But I see what you mean, and I'm gonna take it and use it to improve. I should be asking more questions and not making assumptions. And yeah, it's true.
Yeah, this is what I say to people all the time. Okay, I'm trying to look at everybody back on LinkedIn. Sorry, everybody. This is what I say all the time. If you can ask the question, if you can make the statement, there's always a question on the other side, right? Hey, I'll do a positive. Hey, that's a really cool plaid shirt you have on. Okay. Instead, I could say, hey, where did you get that plaid shirt? I could say that. I said, did you choose the plaid shirt because I'm all about plaid, right? See what I'm saying? I can turn everything into a question. Once you answer those questions, that's a lot more valuable to me than me just saying, hey, that's a cool plaid shirt, and you say thank you, right? And that's the positive side. If it's a negative side, it's even harder. It's like, that's ugly as shit. Well, that's not going to go too well, right? But I can still get to you thinking it's ugly or not liking it by just simply asking questions.
Yeah, I see that.
So
it's helpful.
Yeah, I didn't make this up, but someone once said, I give Facebook credit for this. I get credit for something every once in a while. Someone once said that if you're talking, you're only expressing what you know. If you're asking, you're actually learning something new.
Yeah, for sure. That's helpful.
Yes, and gap selling is all about learning what you don't know. Okay?
Yeah. I need to be able to translate some of those things more into questions, because I saw that I felt like I knew what your problem was, but I wasn't asking you about it or having creative ways to ask about it.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's a great way of looking at it. And we'll end on this. It's a slightly longer one. Sorry, everybody, but you guys are hanging in there with me. I want you to look at it like a doctor. If you go into a doctor, she only asks 2 or 3 questions, and then she's, oh yeah, this is what it is. Go do this. You don't feel very good. Right? Because you're not convinced that how do they know that it's when you go with a stomach ache? My sister died just recently. She died of pancreatic cancer. And when she first went to see the doctor, they basically, it's just a hiatus hernia. Asked a few questions. I don't know if they actually did a scope, but maybe they did a scope, but they saw it and they just left it at that. Right? They didn't do enough diagnosis. They didn't ask enough questions. They didn't push it. Right? They just fucking went with the easy shit. That's what salespeople do. They fucking get the first sign of a symptom, they run fucking with it and tell the client what it fucking is. So I'm a little passionate right now because I'm frustrated. Not that my sister could have lived any longer because it's fucking pancreatic cancer, but they could have found it sooner, right? But they didn't. And that's what salespeople do. You ask those super stupid, superficial, high-level questions, then you start telling the client what it is, and you never really get to the real meat of it, and therefore you don't bring any value. And you win or lose because the buyer figured it out for themselves, or the buyer knows themselves like, okay, yeah, I could use it for this, this, and this, which you have no visibility into, and they buy from you. You don't even know why they bought.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sorry to hear about your sister, and I agree. This has been very valuable for me. Thank you, Keenan.
All right, baby, you got it. And last passion was not mad at you. Just I get frustrated. I want salespeople to be like doctors. Get better understanding the problem before you start yapping at the mouth, right? just get really, really good at diagnosing the entire environment. The book, the current state they're struggling in, physical, literal, problem, impact, root cause, it's all there, right? Diagnose the whole thing in the current state, then move to the future state and figure out where do they want to go, what's keeping them from getting there, what's the impact if they make it happen. Then you can start yapping at the mouth. Okay?
Yeah,
all right.
Fair enough.
So with that, baby, I'm going to hit up Paige with your email. I think we have it, but hit up Paige with the email. I'm going to send you a free shirt. We're going to start doing that now. You guys go through hell. We're going to give you a chance. We're going to give you a free Gap Selling t-shirt or whatever you want for coming on. So I appreciate it,
Cool.
Thomas. You did a great job, baby. All right?
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity and the lessons. So I'll definitely take it with me in my next call.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me know how that next call goes too. Okay, dog?
For sure. 100%.
All right, my man. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So here you go. That was a tough one for the guy, but I give him credit for hanging in there, okay? But salespeople, okay, don't be like Thomas, okay? You got to go the extra mile. You got to understand what the buyer's going through. If you're going to come on here, read the book, understand the whole concept, right? And really work at being a valuable asset. Oh, shit, I'm going to be late. A valuable asset to your buyer. All right. So if you want to come on Gap Sell Keenan, come on, hit me up. Oh, wait, I think I can have you hit me up here. Oh, no, wait, I can do this one. Okay. You can either text me here or you can hit me up on a DM me, or best yet, you can reach out to Paige at salesgrowth.com. Any of those ways, right? And let's get you on the show. Because if you can find a problem we have, we'll buy. We've already bought from people. Like literally one of our marketing organizations right now, we bought from this show. All right. So if you want to sell me, come on Gap Selling, find a problem, and we will buy. But if not, if nothing else, you'll come back with a better approach to selling. It's a win-win scenario. You can't lose. All right, everybody. You know what I'm going to say. Until next time. Peace. I'm out.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something.